A local sheriff's department introduces what it is calling DNA for your property. A look at how it'll work right now at 10.
And a subcontractor that hit a water pipe is one of the companies involved in the Sun Prairie explosion.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Charlotte has the night off. Now, we each have our own unique DNA, and soon your property can too.
That new technology at the Dodge County Sheriff's Office could help them get stolen items back to their rightful owners. Amy Reed joins us now to show us how you can get in on this program. Amy?
Yeah, the Dodge County Sheriff's Office just rolled this out, and maybe the best part is it costs them and you almost no money. You just have to pay shipping. But before this starts to sound like an ad, photojournalist Brian Messmer and I will let you check it out. Take a look at Joan's new wheels. She bought them to get back into the hobby.
So that means a lot to me, and I'd hate to see that disappear just because somebody was out for kicks.
That's right, stolen. She hears about it too often, and her bike.
And there's a lot of bikes just like this because this isn't a custom designed bike. So it would be really difficult for me to say that's absolutely mine without some kind of an earmark on it.
Well, Dodge County has just the thing.
And you're simply going to take some of it and rub it on there until it dries.
Sheriff Dale Schmidt shows us how it works. A new DNA for your stuff they can verify themselves. And once it's on, it sticks. You register it online, and from there on out, you've got the proof you need once the sheriff's office tracks down what was stolen.
It's a very useful tool for us to say, no, you didn't buy this at a store. It's not your friends. This is the victims because it has their DNA on it, that has a unique identifier on it that is specific to them.
Joan loves the idea. Her and her husband live on a farm near the road, and too often things have been stolen right off their property that they never got back.
No, there was nothing marked at that time. So if someday, we could find it now, if it was marked, that would be fantastic.
Now she's excited she may not have to deal with that again, at least not in the same way.
If the sheriff department has something that will help elude this or get your bike back, I think it's a fantastic idea.
If you want to sign up, you just have to go to the company's website, protectdna.com, but we'll link you there on ours.
A pretty cool technology. We'll see where it goes from here. Amy Reed reporting. Amy, thank you.
So many of you may remember 5 years ago today, a powerful tornado caused significant damage in Verona. On June 17th, 2014, an EF3 tornado touched down in northwest Verona with wind speeds of 140 miles per hour. It seriously damaged Country View Elementary School as well as several homes in that area. There were also some concerns about the lack of sirens that went off during that event. Then 26 years ago today, another tornado tore through Dane County just south of Madison, touching down near Belleville and following a path northeast through the Oregon area. That 1992 tornado ripped the roofs off of 2 prison housing units, destroyed 50 homes, and injured 30 people.
Well, Gary remembers both of them, and I know he was at a weather conference during the Verona one because he called me on the phone and said there's a tornado in Verona. But the other one, 26 years ago, you remember as well, Gary.
That's the only tornado I've ever seen in my life. I actually saw it from the back door of the station, and we were telling people to take cover. 3 people actually heard my warning and went down, and their houses got hit. The Verona tornado 5 years ago tonight, I was at a weather conference out in California, literally doing warnings on the air from my hotel room, and saw that circulation go right over Verona where I live. This is the hook echo, which is really indicative of tornado activity going right over the city of Verona. The wind velocity signature, we saw it spin up around Hollandale and then move right over Verona. You can see that circulation, the reds and the greens right together where the winds shift direction. And then one thing from the very newest upgrades to the National Weather Service Doppler radar is what we call correlation coefficient, or what the debris actually looks like being lofted up into the air. And that's what this signature is. Again, right over the northeastern part of Verona. That storm traveled literally right over the News 3 Now studios and then caused some damage near Schrader Road and the Beltline. So it was quite the night. Tonight, things not quite as active. If we take a look at weather track, you can see showers and thunderstorms out to the west of us just dying out before they reach Wisconsin. You can see there's almost nothing left of the rain that was out to the west of us earlier this evening. Right now, high temperatures were in the mid-70s, so a little cooler than normal, but right now temperatures pretty comfortable, mid-60s here in Madison, a little cooler closer to Lake Michigan. By tomorrow morning, we'll be in the mid-50s, but look for skies to turn cloudy with a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late tomorrow afternoon with a high temperature temperature of 77. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. The United States will send an additional 1,000 troops and more military resources to the Middle East amid the ongoing tensions with Iran. The Pentagon announced that decision tonight. It comes the same day the State Department announced Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will travel to the command center that oversees Middle East military operations tomorrow. Iranian officials announced today the country is only a week and a half away from surpassing the uranium limit set under the 2015 nuclear deal. The U.S. maintains that attacks on 2 American oil tankers were recently carried out by Iranian forces. 2 people are behind bars, 2 others in the hospital after a shooting during a rally for the NBA champs, the Toronto Raptors, today.
You can see part of the crowd running moments after those shots went off. The incident is still under investigation. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Toronto's mayor, and the Raptors players were all on stage at the time. Developing tonight, police in southeastern Wisconsin are investigating the death of a 5-year-old boy who was dropped off at a hospital after he was shot. Kenosha police got a call from hospital staff after 2 people left the boy there with those gunshot wounds. The victim's grandfather, Curtis Cannon, tells our news partners in Milwaukee that his sons were the ones to drop the little boy off at the hospital, but that the shooting was accidental.
I don't think the 5-year-old shot himself. I wasn't here to witness it. But I'm sure Corey did not shoot himself.
You just heard him refer to Corey. Corey is the boy who was rushed to the hospital and later died. Cannon does not know why his sons left the 5-year-old there. We'll be sure to bring you any updates on this situation on News 3 Now this morning.
Today marks 4 years since the deadly shooting at a Charleston, South Carolina church. 9 people died at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church July 17, 2015. The gunman Dylan Roof was later convicted and sentenced to death for that incident, the sentencing in 2017. The founder of the Harry Potter Festival, which later became the Warriors and Wizards Festival, is now being charged with a felony and sued by the city of Jefferson. The city gave the event founder, Scott Kramer, $25,000 to help with the cost of marketing. He was supposed to pay them back along with additional money for police, fire, and ambulance services provided. But records show he still owes more than $33,000. He also faces a theft charge, accused of defrauding 8 businesses. Documents claim he wrote checks knowing the funds were not there. Kramer is scheduled to be in court next month. The water is back on after a construction crew laying communication lines dug into a water line on the city's north side.
It was a subcontractor hired by Bear Communications. That is the same contractor involved in the fatal Sun Prairie explosion. Madeline O'Neill explains what led up to the break and how common this is. Maddie?
Danica and Eric, Madison water utility officials tell me the subcontractor was doing directional boring before hitting the water line. That's the same type of digging another subcontractor hired by Bear was doing when they breached a gas line in Sun Prairie almost a year ago. We're still working to determine the name of the subcontractor that hit the pipe today, but Madison water utility confirms they were hired by Bear. It happened around 4 this afternoon on North Sherman Avenue outside Shabazz City High School, and while they weren't on scene to know exactly what went wrong, Madison water utility crews came to patch things up, saying it's not an everyday occurrence.
Not very common. It happens every once in a while, not too often, but it does happen.
Well, you know, our crews are always ready to respond when something happens. You know, it's never our favorite thing to respond to something that maybe could have been avoided, but that's certainly our job and our responsibility to get that water shut off whenever anything breaks.
Water utility officials say this kind of thing happens at least a few times a summer, and something similar happened last week outside of La Follette High School, although they couldn't say tonight what that company was. We reached out to Bear Communications and haven't heard back yet. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration issued the company serious safety citations in relation to the Sun Prairie explosion.
All right, Madeline O'Neill reporting for us. Thank you, Maddie. Boeing says it is open to renaming its troubled 737 MAX airplanes. The company's chief financial officer revealed the possibility while speaking to reporters at the Paris Air Show today. Boeing cautioned it has no official plans at this time to change the name and that it's focused on the safe return of the aircraft to service. The company still doesn't have a time frame for when airline regulators around the world will allow that plane to fly again. 10. The LGBTQ pride flag is flying over the California state capitol for the first time ever tonight. It's being done in honor of Pride Month. The flag was raised at the request of Governor Gavin Newsom and will fly until July 1st. Wisconsin is also flying that pride flag this month for the first time in state history.
There's a bipartisan effort at the state capitol to expand eligibility for a forgivable loan program for teachers of color. The Minority Teacher Loan Program has seen a drop in loans awarded since eligibility rules changed in 2015. Now a teacher has to agree to teach in Milwaukee in a high-demand field and receive high performance ratings in order to have a 25% of the loan forgiven annually. There have only been 11 loans awarded in the past 3 years, compared to more than 200 in the 3 years prior to that rule change. Habitat for Humanity of Dane County proposing its biggest project yet. The nonprofit looking to take 62 acres of land and turn it into 48 homes for families in need. Proximity to childcare, bike paths, transportation, schools, and grocery stores are all considerations in choosing housing locations. The houses won't be built until next year, but housing applications are currently being accepted.
Still ahead tonight, new workout crazes are constantly taking over the fitness scene.
When we come back, we'll take an inside look at some of the best options on a budget being offered right here in Madison. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Madison is known for being one of the healthiest cities in the country, so not surprisingly, there are plenty of options when it comes to fitness here.
But with a growing number of opportunities, you might struggle to find the best option, especially if you're on a bit of a budget. We sent our Josh Sprider to work out for some answers.
Push me to the limits and push me out of that comfort zone.
Molly Sheridan took her daily workout to the next level around 3 years ago.
I just didn't think that what I was doing was I wasn't seeing any results.
A friend told her about Burn Body Boot Camp, so she decided to give the Verona campus a try.
I thought it was perfect because I actually just had my baby and I was looking to get a little bit more into shape, get toned.
For Molly, spending a little extra money on fitness is well worth it.
The first and 2, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go 1,000 miles an hour.
Especially with help from trainers like Cody Burns.
We're gonna make sure you're challenged, but not too much or too little. It's gonna be just right just for you every time.
Molly is a busy mother to little Harper, so this class also gives her a chance to focus on herself.
It's just such a convenience to bring my daughter here.
She enjoys the convenience of free childcare while working out at Burn, something not all fitness centers have.
Some people, they like the isolation. They want to be by themselves. They want to be left alone because it's like their only time of day.
For some people like Tom, who enjoys his alone time at UW Health's fitness center, it's just about getting up and moving every morning.
Moved up 10 on that.
Sullivan says that's why it's important to meet everyone where they're at, especially those with more of a restricted fitness budget. So here's a breakdown of the average month-to-month prices of some unlimited fitness memberships in Madison. Burn Body Boot Camp recently offered me a $159 a month for a 6-month-long contract, but the longer you commit, that price goes down significantly. At Bar 3, you'll pay around $119 a month. Cycle Bar will cost you about $149, while a monthly membership at Princeton Club will run you around $89 for a single person. If you're looking to stay at home workout Peloton will start you at $39 a month, but in that case, you have to have the specific equipment at home. The at-home Beachbody workout will run you $39 a month, but for 3 months. And the same thing with Burn. The longer you commit, the cheaper it is.
You got 2 hammer curls.
Of course, experts say the best thing to do is wait for certain free trials and specials most gyms offer, which will help bring those prices down. For Molly, the money spent for boot camp gives her more of the lifestyle she wants to live, rather than simply stopping by the gym every day or working out at home.
This is my happy place, is what I call it.
I don't think you can put a price tag on your health, and so there's nobody who can really assign value to that.
Josh Breider reporting. Now, we hope to keep the conversation going about prices in Madison. News 3 Now wants to know what kind of affordability questions you might have or what you're experiencing.
You can reach out to Josh directly or to the News 3 Now newsroom over on channel3000.com. So it is mid-June, reminder here, and there is still snow in downtown Appleton. This is in between 2 parking ramps on Morrison Street. The city tweeted out this photo, and this isn't the first year this has happened. Just last year, snow was in the same spot until mid-June as well. It's been a little chilly to keep that snow around here, Gary.
I remember in the late 70s in Chicago, they dumped a lot of snow from those snowy winters into a big quarry, and they said it would never melt because by the time, you know, it started to melt down, they'd add some more snow for the next winter. I don't know if that's true or not, but
yeah, it could have been a good ski resort.
Kind of, you know, just it kind of feels that way. We've had such a cool spring, but it looks like we're starting to turn the corner. We'll see a little more summer-like weather as we head into next week. Now, tonight, there were some showers and thunderstorms across parts of Minnesota and Iowa. Look at how quickly they just fizzled as they pushed towards southern Wisconsin. So right now, not expecting any rain tonight. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. But right now, it looks like the amounts of rain that we see over the next couple of days will be pretty minimal. This is through late Thursday night, showing perhaps around 1/3 of an inch in Madison, maybe a 1/2 inch down toward the Illinois state line, lesser amounts toward the north. Now, we're going to start adding some rain to that over the weekend. Some shower and thunderstorm chances Friday, especially Saturday, and possibly on Sunday. So by Sunday evening, the U.S. computer model has already 3.5 inches down across southern Wisconsin with some heavier amounts to the south, but lighter amounts to the north, and then additional rainfall that would fall later on next week that could bring the totals up somewhere, perhaps over 4 or 5 inches in parts of southern Wisconsin. That's something we have to keep an eye on, but good news, the European computer model, this is through a week from Thursday at 7 p.m., so over that same time period that you saw at the end of the last graphic, showing less than an inch over Madison. So this is the time of year where the computer models are not going to be able to give you exact numbers because it all depends on who gets the heavier thunderstorms. In the European computer model, the heavier thunderstorms stay to the south and west, and the 3 to 5 inch rains somewhere nearby, but this time across Iowa. So whether they'll happen there or here, it's just something we have to keep a close eye on because it's been a very wet spring so far. Not tonight, though. Very quiet out there. There's the Capitol from the WISC-TV Skycam on the west side, looking across the isthmus as we check out the almanac for today. High temperature a little bit below normal at 75, low temperature at 54, and right now we're at 64 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Winds are out of the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour. High temperatures today only in the 50s up near Lake Superior, generally in the upper 60s to low 70s elsewhere, but we should be around 80 this time of year. Near Lake Michigan, temperature is also a lot cooler there. Our forecast for tonight calls for partly cloudy skies, quiet night, low temperature dropping to 55 degrees with light and variable winds. Tomorrow will turn mostly cloudy. There will be a chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high temperature at 77, but you'll see just how widely scattered these will be. On the futurecast for tonight, look for partly cloudy skies, lows mid-50s. Shower and thunderstorm chances start to arrive, especially tomorrow afternoon, but they're going to be very widely scattered, so not everybody will see them. High temperatures will be in the middle 70s. For tomorrow night, look for partly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the upper 50s. Any rain should end in the evening, and then there'll be a chance of a shower or thunderstorm at some point on Wednesday as a little instability moves through, but it will be a little cooler with high temperatures in the lower 70s. But the rainfall over that time period, probably less than 1/4 of an inch in most areas. A lot of areas less than 1/10 of an inch. 7 to 10 day forecast, though, you'll see those temperatures get back up from the 70s at the end of this week to around 80 for the weekend, and by the middle of next week, those temperatures in the middle 80s. So a little taste of summer looking on down the road.
Not too shabby. All right, thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. The clock is ticking for a former Badger football star. Kevin will have that story coming away next.
The American Family Insurance Championship starts this week, and last year, UW Health raised more than $100,000 in their Birdies to End Alzheimer's campaign. This year, they're expanding that effort to Birdies for Health, supporting Alzheimer's and 4 other causes. This week, Melissa Kim will share stories of those causes, starting with transplant and organ and tissue donation. She's in Beaver Dam with one mom who is championing that cause.
From a young age, Emily Lyons had all of the characteristics of a solid athlete.
She was very organized, followed the rules to a T.
So when the Beaver Dam golfer was named all-conference, all-academic, and team captain, her mom, Dawn, wasn't surprised.
She set her own goals to meet and excelled at everything that she did.
Then one Friday during her freshman year at UW La Crosse, Emily headed up north for what was supposed to be a fun weekend snowmobiling trip. Dawn got a call the very next day.
We believe that she hit the accelerator instead of the brake and hit a tree.
Emily was wearing a helmet, but went face first into that tree. When Dawn got to the hospital,
there was no brain activity and no chance of us bringing her home.
Dawn and her family didn't even have 48 hours to process what had happened because Emily was an organ donor, and her final surgery was Sunday night, 8 o'clock.
You can't prepare for it. But it was also Emily's wish, and at that point, I guess we viewed it as her purpose, so she was giving life to others.
Dozens of others. Emily saved the lives of 6 people who got her heart, pancreas, kidneys, small intestine, and halves of her liver. Her tissue and bones saved the lives of more than 60 people in 22 states. And she gave the gift of sight to 2 people who were able to see again because Emily donated her eyes. 4 years later, a reminder of the life Emily lived.
This bucket list was on her desk in La Crosse. I was scared to see what was in it because I didn't want her to think that she left life unfulfilled, and I was extremely happy to know that it was empty.
So now, Dawn makes sure every one of her days is full.
I was blessed to have her for 19 years. I just need to figure out how to make her proud for every day that I'm here.
You can pledge any amount for every birdie that a pro makes during the actual tournament, which starts on Friday. For more information, we'll put a link on our website. Well, former Wisconsin star Melvin Gordon got to have some off-season fun at the football camp he hosted with former Badgers teammate James White this weekend. But business will intrude. Gordon's entering the final year of his contract with the LA Chargers. He led the team with 885 rushing yards and 14 total touchdowns, but missed 4 games with hamstring and knee injuries. Now it's time for he and his agent to go to work.
You want to get what you're worth. Obviously, they want to, they got a lot going on, and they trying to do what's best for the team. I don't know, it's a lot that goes, a lot of ins and outs, but obviously it's a business, so you got to figure something out. So we'll get it done, but, that's the tough part of this.
Brewers starting a 3-gamer at Petco Park in San Diego, 1-0 in the third. Manny Machado swinging and admiring. Going solo off Yuli Chassin. Right now it's 2-0 Padres in the 4th inning. One more break and we're back.
And makes it 2-0 Padres.
There's our 7 to 10 day forecast. 70s for through Friday. Some shower and thunderstorm chances, off and on chances over the weekend, but 80s expected for next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thank you for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks for joining us.
Now.